Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Friends You Can Keep podcast. I am immediately looking at my phone because I have some notes, and one of them is a screenshot that I want to talk about. To segue into our later thing, I'm going to save. They're written down out of order, but first thing I can share. This was a TikTok thing I saw. It made me laugh a lot, so I wanted to share it with you. So the video is this kid, and like the video above him in the green screen background is a school bus just dropping kids off. Well, then like the school bus drops kids off, it pulls away, and now like the full bus is in view, slightly turning, but full bus is in view. Video stops, and the kid goes, "Hold on a second. Since when are school buses this long?" And it's just like a regular length school bus. And he's going on about like he doesn't remember school buses being this long. Like he's thinking the buses that he rode, he remembers stopped like where the back wheel is on this bus. He's pointing. When you click into the comments, the top comment that comes up.
Did you ride the short bus?
The top comment that comes up says, and I quote, "Bro definitely rode the short bus." To which he replied, "No, I just wasn't in the long bus." I'm like, this conversation is hysterical to me. Like, that made me laugh so hard.
But like, what a great comeback. Like, no, I just didn't go on the long.
Like, that made me laugh so much.
And it's like, yeah, but if you weren't on the long bus, which bus were you on?
Yeah.
The regular. So are you trying to posit that there's a short bus, a bus, and then a long bus? I always hate when I'm behind a school bus because like the kids are just staring at you.
Yeah.
Like, what are you hoping? I would like to be for you, whatever it is you're hoping for from an adult behind the school. Do you want me to give you the finger? What is it that what do you want? Do you want me to pick my nose? Like what would bring you joy on this? A honk? I'll beep at you. You want? I don't care. But they just sit there and stare at you.
Yeah, it's horrible.
And I'm like, hi.
But that conversation on TikTok would be
amazing.
A lot. My next
and it wasn't
note,
even like a mean.
No.
Like, I mean, I guess the implication is.
I mean, the initial comment I think was.
But it's not.
It's not like very pointed.
Yeah.
But it's definitely.
But it's just one of those interactions.
Yeah.
Where, like nobody intended for it to be this funny. But it's so funny.
My next note is I gotta suggest. I don't really go on threads, but I get them suggested like on Instagram.
Yeah, I turn those off.
I didn't because some of them are interesting to me, but so I haven't followed any of this Kate Middleton.
Oh, well, do you know what happened now, right?
And I haven't heard the update. I know she was missing.
Oh no. Well, you go, and then we know what happened.
So this woman put on threads. I am aware from her thread there was like a TMZ video.
Of someone in a car.
Kate Middleton shopping somewhere. To which I saw another video that was, it might have been a TikTok. Oh, it was not John Lennon, Tom Lennon.
Oh.
On TikTok. And it was like, people watch that TMZ footage and they're only watching Kate Middleton. Or who they're telling you is Kate Middleton. But what I'm watching is everyone around her.
Right.
Because if you look at all the people in the background, not a single person is reacting as if Kate Middleton.
Yeah, it would be a huge deal.
The biggest missing persons in the past couple of months.
Well, and not even that, like,
anyways.
A princess.
So this woman, Kate Forster, who is an author, written many books, such as Fly Me to Moongate Manor.
Oh, smut.
Christmas Eve at Cranberry Cross. Christmas Wishes at Pudding Hall.
Oh.
Pudding Hall?
Pudding.
Finding Love at Mermaid Terrace, Starting Over at Acorn Cottage.
Is this smut or no?
The Perfect Retreat, full of sex, secrets, and scandal.
Yes,
this new novel from e-book sensation Kate Forster.
Oh, so it's written by AI.
Can you live on love alone?
No.
No, it's she only like writes.
I know, but that's
The Sisters.
Ew. We writing smut, and then you got a book called
Wealth
Sisters?
and Privilege Can't Buy You Love or Keep Your Secrets Safe.
Oh. Okay.
The Last Will and Testament.
But
of
what's her
Daphne
point? I
LaMarche.
don't care about her books.
I'm just telling you, like, these are the books that she's written. I'm just telling you, like, these are the books that she's
I would
written.
have never read any of
To
them.
give you an idea of the books that she's written.
Could have just said smut. We all know what
This
she's writing.
woman put out a... well, I also wanted to read it. Maybe you would stumble upon one that you wanted to read. This woman put out a thread that for some reason came suggested to me, and I screenshotted it because I'm like, this is a new level of, like, get a fucking life. So it's the picture of quote unquote Kate Middleton.
It's not Kate Middleton.
At what? Just let me get to my point. This is the picture from TMZ.
Yeah.
There it
old.
is.
It's old. Like a few days ago, I think.
She put up, this is not Kate Middleton. The socks are not Kate aesthetic. I checked off other duty photos. This isn't her style. Neither is the top.
I'm sorry. What photos?
Nerd with glasses emoji and detective emoji.
What's a duty photo?
Well, I think, like, because she's probably...
Is she at the duty
She's
free?
probably not an American. So
Yeah,
it's
but,
probably
like...
whatever the foreign equivalent of duty is.
It's taxes.
Well, America, it's work. Like, that's your duty. Like, that's
yeah, but the duty free is tax free.
In Canada, that's what a duty free is. But I think duty is more than just taxes. I'm not comfortable with how many times we said the word duty in this show.
What a duty photo.
Like, please stop using the word duty.
I have questions about what a duty photo was.
But I was like, lady, move on.
But
the socks are not Kate aesthetic.
It doesn't look anything like her. You could have just said it doesn't look anything like her.
I don't know what she looks like, so.
But
for all I know, that was her.
She's fine. The big announcement was that she has cancer, and she's been undergoing chemo treatments.
I did see Jamie Lee Curtis had a scathing thing up about, like, it was on Instagram, and it was just this thing of, like, can't you people just get a fucking life? Right. Leave this poor woman alone.
Yeah.
She doesn't owe you anything. Like, it was this whole thing. And then she commented, like, on her own thing and said, like, because I don't know when she put that up. But then the comment was, like, the update of, like, now she has given you information. Like, just let her live her fucking life and leave her alone.
Now people will just be speculating even more. But there was this whole thing about how, like, she wants to leave William because he's a piece of shit. I'm like, was that not true? Is he not sleeping with that Rose woman? Because now I'm confused. Apparently he's been, like,
From Titanic?
That's what I thought. But it's not. It's some woman who looks just like Kate. So then I don't know. Like, is he really sleeping with her, or was this just something everyone was suggesting?
Also, that man is not attractive.
No.
That man is...
Well, no, I saw...
very ugly bald.
I don't know who had it up.
Like,
but,
shave your head, my guy. Shave your head.
It was... saying basically that, like, Princess Diana is obviously, like, watching over her sons from heaven. She saw that she saw William is turning into her father, so she snatched that hairline right back. Because he used to be the attractive one. And now he's being a dick, and now he looks like shit. And here comes Harry, who's, like, you know, trying to do right by Meghan. And he still has a full head of hair.
I just don't care about any of them.
I think it's interesting because...
that is not a craze I have ever fell into, of, like, being obsessed with the royal family.
I'm not upset. I think it's interesting because we don't have it.
I also find it so strange and so funny to me. The irony, I guess, is the best word. Of, like, we are a country founded on, like, I need to get away from England. I fucking hate it here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now in modern America, it's like, I'm obsessed with the royal family.
And I think it's just...
and the queen and the princes and all their wives and their kids. And
I don't go past...
like...
I only know, like...
Camilla?
Fuck her.
All I think of when I hear her name is the chicken from the Muppets. Gonzo's girlfriend, Camilla.
I keep seeing the, like, all this work, what did it get?
Yeah.
And it's her. And, like, she's with this guy she's with Prince or King Charles for however long, only to be queen for 10 months. Because, like, the speculation was that he was dead.
Yeah. There was a great...
So is his cancer thing like was that also a ruse?
Mythical had up a great TikTok because they brought back for the Mythical Society. Let's talk about that.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And did you see the TikTok they put out?
No.
So it's Stevie in the foreground, and the text says, like, when you're the executive producer, when you're whatever her title is, like you're in charge of creative, like I forget what her exact title is, but you still end up like turning into the babysitter, and the
Oh.
background is Link and Rhett like having a pillow fight on the couch, and then it's her mouthing all that work and what did it get me. I'm like, this is perfect. Did you also see their recreation of the Paramore photo?
Yeah.
That was spot on. What's weird is wherever I forget where I saw that Paramore photo first. And wherever I first saw it, I thought like, is that Rhett and Link?
I wonder if somebody said like
someone had to, because it looked like the first photo at quick glance, I almost felt like it was a mythical. I might have saw it in like Paramore stories. I do follow them on Instagram too. That I almost thought like it was them promoting something. So it's like in a quick story thing. I just thought it was mythical. There's something else I was going to say, and I forget what I was going to say now. We're talking about Kate Middleton and shit. Anyways, the last bit that I have before we move into our big main crux of the episode is, so I told you the other night that I was getting, my new recommendation was animal chiropractors on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I also still get people chiropractors. And the guy I'm watching now does like deep dives. He's got a whole playlist that I've been watching of TMJ, which looks excruciating. Could not imagine getting treatment for that.
The proper term is TMJ syndrome.
Whatever.
TMJ, we all have it. TMJ is just the name of the thing in your... So like the people have like issues with their TMJ. I'm pretty sure it's called syndrome.
Okay. I don't care.
Well, I'm just letting you know. Like you have a TMJ. That's the...
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the something jaw, I assume. But that's the anatomy.
But, so whatever video I watched of his first in like the reels on YouTube. So what turned me on to the playlist of TMJ and like severe back problems, because I'm getting that guy that does where he wraps the towel around your neck. And
yeah, that just feels wrong.
I want to get it done to me, but I was getting his, and some of his are good. I like when he does the ones, because he has a lot of those, like, this guy's got a bunch of herniated discs. They want him to go in for surgery. He's been in pain for 10 years, whatever. Some of them, he just, like, tells you that, and they just show you him doing the adjustment.
Yeah.
I like it better when he has the ones where, like, you fucking show the guy walking, and he's like...
Yeah.
He's walking like this, and he does the adjustment, and the guy's, like, walking perfectly straight.
Do you think that's true?
I don't know if it is or not, but it's just... to watch it in a video, it's like watching a movie where like I can suspend my disbelief of maybe this is bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
But like
it helps.
But like this guy, this new guy does like full, like he's showing you before and after. But the girl in this video with all her issues, the first one I watched, in my mind I went, that girl looks familiar. She's a porn star.
Ew.
And what's funny is,
no wonder she's got TMJ issues.
I used to watch a guy that did... I don't know what he was. I don't know if he was a chiropractor. The guy with the fucking hammer and like the chisel to like reset your bones and shit like that. Or like move them. You've definitely seen him. I think his name was like Bo Hightower or something like that. I stopped following him because he was starting to get like a bit too conservative in his videos. And I'm like, I didn't come here for politics.
Yeah, no thanks. I came here to watch you hit that hammer.
Like, I don't give a shit what your politics are, but like, that's not what I came to these videos for. But he did,
like you hold your own views. But
I watched his because he does a lot of wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
Like he was doing a lot of wrestlers and athletes and stuff like that, like celebrity people. But this guy, she's a porn star. Totally fine. They don't ever acknowledge it. Like in the videos with that other guy, he acknowledges like who people are.
Yeah.
They don't ever acknowledge what her name is, what she does. What was weird was in the one, so she has problems with her tailbone from an accident when she was like a kid. And she's walking and like you can visibly see her hips are fucked up. And then like when he's working on her feet, you can see that like because of her hips, her one foot is like her like calf is almost like she's got fucking rickets. But there was, so like the second or third video in their treatment, she says about like how she hurt her back or she hurt her tailbone or whatever, snowboarding. And she had mentioned before snowboarding and stuff like that. And he was like, well, you really shouldn't be like snowboarding like that during like getting this treatment done. And she made the comment of, and this is where I really had to take a step back about my life and assess how sad my life is. Because she said, like, oh, it was kind of a work thing. And I immediately knew the video she was talking about. Like, not the title, but like I had remembered like the thumbnail picture. And I'm like, oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. So I know I could find whereabouts this treatment happened because of when that video came out.
Ew.
But then in a different video, she made the comment of like, I heard it was the popping of her jaw or it was her hips. It was something with like progression of the treatment. Her boyfriend noticed whatever. And then it made me wonder. This is what I have written down. Between the opinion of a man and versus a woman. Now, granted, you are a very different kind of woman when it comes to this conversation, but I wondered, like, is her boyfriend also a porn star? Or an adult actor, whatever you want to call them now.
Adult entertainer. Is that what they call them? Adult film star.
Adult film star is like the more PC term, but like, well, you're also. Are they considered sex workers? I don't know. Because people on OnlyFans are considered sex workers.
But although she is being paid to have sex, she's not having sex for pleasure.
She's being paid contractually.
That doesn't necessarily matter because so's a hooker.
No, I mean like, if you're a hooker, I am paying you. She's being paid by like a company. Like I'm not paying her to have sex with her. The company is paying me and her to have sex with each other.
Right. I think the difference is...
Whereas, like, if you're a hooker, I'm paying you to have sex with me.
You have a customer.
Yes.
Whereas
in
a porn, in like a
porno?
Yeah, in the movies, neither one of you are necessarily doing it for pleasure. You are both like working, essentially. So I don't know. I mean, maybe in the...
She's of the younger generation, and some of these younger generation ladies are freaky. They're doing it for pleasure. I watched one of those Answers to the Internets with Bella Danger, who was a porn star. And the question was, would you rather a guy finish fast or last longer? And her response was, I prefer men to finish fast because then it makes me feel like I'm doing something like very correct. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Well, first of all, kudos for you because you just made a ton of dudes think like, yeah, that's what it is. It's not me, it's her. She's too good at this.
Well, I guess it's... But maybe in the broad sense, they are considered sex workers. But I don't think you would call them
I questioned, like, is her boyfriend also a porn star? And if he's not, I then thought of the conversation of, like, does it take a special, like, would you just view that as another job? Or is that like a very special type of person has to be able to date an adult film star?
No, it's the same with like, if you were to date like a stripper. You just have to be very confident.
Stripper is very different.
Why? What
do you mean, why?
What's the difference?
So the difference is, say I'm a normal person and you are an adult film star, or you're a stripper.
Yeah.
You're going to a strip club and dancing and
you're watching.
Taking your clothes off and people are watching you and giving you money for it.
Right. In a porn, people are watching you. They're just not live.
But no, see, the issue isn't the watching. The issue is in one of these things you're being penetrated. The other one you're not.
Well.
And depending on the type of movies you're doing, you're being penetrated by multiple people at the same time. Like, there's a lot different factors than a stripper.
I guess you just have to be.
So it was more my question, because like, I don't know that I would care, but then I wondered, like, is that the general consensus? Especially now, in a more progressive world.
You wouldn't care in the sense of, like, I don't view you as there's nothing wrong with you as a person just because you're an adult film star. That's your view of it. But the reality is, do you feel threatened? Are you constantly wondering if like she's gonna fall in love with someone because like you're having sex with all these people? Like it's not like, I think you have to be very confident in yourself, in your relationship, and have 0 ounce of jealousy at all.
Yeah.
Like it definitely takes a special kind of person, I think. Not because like, oh, like they're unlovable.
But that's what I meant.
Like you have to
That's what I meant. Not due to the career, but due to what happens at that career.
Right, because like she's sleeping with someone.
Yeah.
So although like you have to be able to see in your mind like she's not cheating on you because like this is for work. Yeah. And I guess it's like similar to when like actors and actresses have to. But
I wondered the difference. Stuff. I wondered the difference of like, so you and I being normal people.
Yeah.
That perspective. But then I also wonder the perspective of like, well, kind of the same thing. Like if I was dating a female porn star, how I would feel about it. But the same thing for you if you were dating a male porn star.
I couldn't do it.
Like, is there a difference there in the mindset of like, would dudes not care as much, or would dudes care more than a woman would care?
Dudes will care more. It's an ego thing. You will be jealous.
But you don't think a woman would care more that her boyfriend is sleeping with?
No, because it's that jealous.
Multiple other women.
And I guess women can be jealous. I mean, obviously they are. But I think that, like, it will be harder for a man because your jealousy, like, it's gonna hurt your ego so much more.
Yeah.
Versus, like, I think for women, like, you might be jealous, but I think that's where it ends. Whereas for men, like, you might start to get resentful, especially, like, if she's being recognized for, like, her attractiveness and things. Because, like, this is what, apparently, I didn't know this. I just listened to a podcast about the Playboy murders. Apparently, it's very common for Playboy bunnies to be murdered by their, like, significant others because, like, the men would get so insanely jealous. Not necessarily because the women were cheating, but because, like, they were getting recognized and, like, so much, like, they were being touted so much for their bodies.
Yeah.
And then, like, the husbands, like, couldn't handle it and they were being murdered.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. So, clearly, it's different for men.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I knew that. It was just a funny thing.
I don't think I could do it, though, just because I feel like I would just...
I think for me, it would have to be, like, I would be fine with it until the point that I'm starting to notice, like I said, if you use the analogy of, like, that you were a porn star and I was just a normal person.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm starting to notice that, like, within our...
Right, is it...
sex life, especially, I guess, is where that would be.
Yeah.
Where most of it's going to go. Like, if you're starting to be bored and you're checked out.
Right, because I'm used to...
Yeah.
Or, like, because I don't know if it's true or not, but they say, like, in men who watch porn, like, it's never ending. So you're always going to be searching for, like, more. So, like, you start with, like, normal, just people having sex. Then it starts to get, like, this isn't interesting anymore. So you got to go, like, a step further, a step further, a step further. I don't know if that's, like, accurate for everyone. And maybe it's sort of, like, for some men, it's very small. It's not that it's getting more intense, but, like, I guess it can veer towards, like, the violent side. And, like, men get more aggressive.
Yeah,
because,
I think it can.
Like, you know.
I mean, it definitely can. I don't think it can. It definitely can.
I don't know that. I'm not saying, like, that's everyone. Yeah. But maybe then for the actors, like, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, this normal. But maybe also it would. Because, like, at work, that's work. So at home, you're looking for something.
Yeah.
Normal. I don't know. I just think I would be so in my head all the time that I wouldn't be able to not think about it. And I don't even know if it would be like I'm jealous of the women. It would just be, I can't not think about it, and I just think it would drive me crazy.
Yeah.
And then like it would always be like I want to know, but I don't want to. Like I need to know, but I shouldn't know. Like I don't. I think I would just be in a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's
So-
also a strange question to posit, but like I don't know. I thought of it the other night.
Maybe like porn stars just tend to date each other because like they understand.
I don't know.
Like maybe they just feel more comfortable with other porn stars because you don't have to explain yourself. And like
There's not enough reality shows based around adult film stars for me to know like
right, because
you're just dating each other.
Or maybe they prefer not to.
I know a couple of them, but that's older, and that's just because that HBO show.
Real Sex.
No, it was one about porn stars. What the hell was it called? Sex in the Valley? Something in the Valley? Stormy Daniels was on it. I forget what it was called, but it was on HBO, and it was like a behind the scenes kind of like docu-series about it that I used to watch because I was going through puberty. I wasn't watching it for the documentary aspect of it. I mean, the documentary at that point I would watch it now for the documentary aspect of it.
I think it would be interesting.
But at that time, it was more the documentary aspect was frustrating.
Right, because like
because like I'm a boy going through puberty. I'm watching this to masturbate. And like I'm in progress, and then you just switch to like
talking.
Well, it's either like it's like a weird office style interview, or it's some like behind the scenes shit. And I'm like, why don't you go back to what you were filming? Like that's what we're all here for. I mean, it was the same thing with Real Sex. Like at that time in my life, super disappointing to watch Real Sex.
I used to watch that because I just thought it was so bizarre.
Super disappointing at that time in my life to not have a clue what Sex in the City was, and then sit through an entire episode and go, "What the fuck was that?" Because I, of course, had like the episode I watched. I don't think anyone had sex, and I'm like, "This was,"
which is so rare.
I'm like, "This is horrible. Shame on you, HBO."
You got like some. Oh, I have to.
I was like, "Shame on you, HBO, for this false advertising." This does not give you what they are. Well, hold on. Learn. There we go. The 5 love languages. So the segue, I saved that for last because the segue that we're doing this week, if you were here last week, you would know that we took a personality test. This week we are taking...
I don't even remember what I was. A protagonist?
No.
Yeah, I was. I was a protagonist.
Oh, yes, you were.
I was. Because I remember thinking like...
I forget what mine was.
Adventurer?
No.
It was an A.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I should have kept it written down. I should have wrote down the notes.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really have any bearing on this one.
I can go back and listen to the episode.
Well, so is your love language, are they saying it's the same what you like to give and receive, or does it give you 2? Like you like to give words of affirmation.
The premise of the 5 love languages book is quite simple. Different people with different personalities give and receive love in different ways.
I think it gives you 2.
By learning to recognize these preferences in yourself and in your loved ones, you can learn to identify the root of your conflicts, connect more profoundly, and truly begin to grow closer. So, for those of you that didn't watch last week, we are going to write down what I think mine are, and I guess what I think it will tell me. Because we're getting 2.
Well, right. So it's like,
so what I
like
think,
to give
what
these,
I think mine are.
Yeah. What your
give and receive.
Yes.
And then what I think yours are.
Yeah. Give and receive.
We are not going to look at them until after.
Right.
We're
we
done.
won't reveal because we don't want it to be like a situation. The
options are acts of service. For these people, actions speak louder than words. Receiving gifts. For some people, receiving a heartfelt gift is what makes them feel most loved. Quality time. This language is all about giving the other person your undivided attention. Oh, why is it going so fast? Words of affirmation. This language uses words to affirm other people. and physical touch. To this person, nothing speaks more deeply than appropriate physical touch.
Notice this is appropriate.
I'm more into inappropriate physical touch.
Yeah, I know.
How dare you? How dare you?
That was almost as good as my "You're a literate singer."
How dare you?
Yeah, you're a creep. What were they again? Never mind.
Jesus Christ.
I got it. Never mind.
So I will do the same thing. Give and receive.
Yeah. What if I think mine's the same?
Then put the same. So what were... Just to swipe through here at a very fast pace.
I don't know. That's so it's quality time.
I know where they are.
Oh,
they're right here in front of me.
I thought you wanted me to say them out loud. I don't know. I'm gonna put 2 here just because, like, I'm curious.
I could fall under a couple of these.
It is hard, and I think the one that we did before, I think it sort of ranked them because, like, obviously,
Yeah, I think it gave you like here's your most and here's your least kind of thing.
Because, like, obviously it's not only, but we're just doing the top one, so we'll see how close to right we are. What's your apology language? Didn't even know that was a thing.
So and then giving. Sweet Christ.
It's hard.
I know what mine.
Because, and I felt the same with the personality. Like, you think one way, but then, like, your answers, you're like, oh, I guess not. Which is kind of why these tests are fun. The plus side with these is, like, there's no negative answer. Like, you're not going to get a bad answer. But maybe we'll learn something new. Like, oh, you prefer quality time? I didn't know that. Do you think your love languages change over time? Definitely. They have to. Definitely do.
I need an eraser because I'm changing my answer for yours. For one of yours. Because it's the same as mine, and I don't think that's the case.
But then also, like, do you think it's better if your partner is, like, the same? I don't think it matters.
I have no idea. I don't think any of this matters.
No, but, like, in terms of, like, ease of, like, your relationship. But, like, also, I don't know, because if your love language for giving is gift giving and my love language for receiving isn't gift giving, then, like, that doesn't really matter. So, like, I guess it doesn't matter. Just, like, you need to recognize, like, oh, this
was a lot harder for me to narrow down than the personalities was.
It is hard, I think, because you only have 5 options.
Well, and I don't know. Because these are worded as, like, they're not worded for you giving. The descriptions on these are worded for receiving.
I don't know if it might be only one, but I thought it was how you like to give and receive separate.
English is the language I would like to take this in. How do you describe
I'm an adult.
yourself? I'm a teen. I'm taking the quiz for my child. How do you describe yourself? I am single. It's more meaningful to me when I receive a loving note, text / email for no special reason from my loved one. My partner and I hug.
What?
Very different.
Neither.
When my partner and I hug.
I put the top one.
It's more meaningful to me
Don't
when
touch me.
I can spend alone time with my partner, just the two of us, or my partner does something practical to help me out.
I put the practical to help me out. Oh, but it's like hard. It's like not to say that like spending alone time isn't important, but it's more meaningful to me.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner gives me a little gift as a token of our love for each other, or I get to spend uninterrupted leisure time with my partner. I'm gonna go. I'm going with the gift.
Yeah, I think I am too.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner unexpectedly does something for me, like filling my car or doing the laundry. And it's more meaningful to me when
It's not the second one.
my partner and I touch.
It's definitely not the second one. Again, don't touch me.
Touch what?
Any part of me. Anything on my.
These are so starkly different. My partner's unexpectedly does something for me, like filling my car or doing the laundry.
Fill my car. You know it always needs it.
Who's unexpectedly doing the laundry?
Well, I think it's sort of like I was going to do it, but then like you see it needs done and you do it.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner puts their arm around me when we're in public, or my partner surprises me with a gift.
Don't touch me ever. Not in public, not in private. But that's also a very like situational.
Yeah.
Because either one of those can be meaningful.
I'm around my partner even if we're not really doing anything, or I hold hands with my partner.
We're always around. Like you're always around. So like what? And we're not doing anything. So like what? It's a weird. I'm confused.
I have regrets about these last two episodes.
I'm confused by why people just aren't around their partner when they're not doing anything. I'll put hold hands.
Would you rather be around each other and just do nothing? You're always around. Fucking Christ. Go away.
I'm just wondering why.
I'd rather do nothing by myself.
I'm just wondering why.
You're the worst.
If that was more meaningful, then we have the most meaningful relationship of anyone ever.
My partner gives me a gift.
Which one did you pick? The hand holding?
Yeah.
Of course.
My partner gives me a gift, or I hear "I love you" from my partner.
Are people not hearing "I love you" very often?
Yeah, it's definitely a gift. We say "I love you" all the time.
Yeah. I mean, not that it doesn't like, it doesn't mean anything because we say it all the time, but like it's not like I leave in the morning. Oh, that was so meaningful. Like just another day.
It would be more meaningful than the gift if it was more like,
if I cried when I said
no. If it was more along, because they talked about it on Preston and Steve one morning, where Preston said that like his wife Rochelle, I forget what it was, a while, it was like a year or two ago they talked about this, where like I forget what they did or what he did, but she said it wasn't "I love you," it was "I appreciate you."
Oh.
I think that would be more meaningful than a gift.
Yeah. Right.
Well,
because that's not something you say often.
Yeah.
But I guess there are people who don't say like "I love you" is reserved for like
my father.
Very specific instances.
It's more meaningful to me when I sit close to my partner or I am complimented by my loved one for no apparent reason.
This one's hard.
This one is difficult because these are kind of two different situations.
But they're also...
And like not starkly different in a sense of like, did you put gas in my car or are we going to touch?
Right. But...
oh, God.
They both have like a sexual connotation, which I'm like...
Well, sitting close to your partner does not have a sexual connotation.
Sure it does.
No, it doesn't. You're sitting.
But like also...
We're sitting close right now.
I'm going to put the compliment because like just sitting close is...
We sit close every Friday.
We sit close all the time. We have a tiny fucking house.
This is probably the closest we sit all week.
I don't know.
Because I sit on what somehow it ends up I sit on one couch and you sit on the other couch.
I can tell you how it happens.
Or no, we sit next to each other at dinner because you sit there and I sit there.
Yeah,
and
I
then
will
Robin
attempt.
sits there and
I
Tony
could
sits
attempt
here.
to sit next to you, and then I get bombarded, and I have to go sit on the other couch, and then somehow it's you by yourself on the big couch, and me with 3 whole people on the other couch.
People don't like me. I don't know. It's more meaningful to me when I get the chance to just hang out with my partner, or I unexpectedly get. Why is all of these? Either we see each other, or I'm getting gifts.
I think though I'm going with the first one because it will be more meaningful for me for us to like. Because like I think like just hang out would be like, oh, we could sit and watch a movie.
Yeah.
We could like. It's a leisure thing. Yeah. So I'm picking that one over a gift.
I hear my partner tell me.
Did you pick gift?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Oh.
I hear my partner tell me, I'm proud of you.
Oh.
Or my partner helps me with a task.
I'm going, helps me with a task.
I don't want to because of how it's worded, but I'm going to go with I'm proud of you.
Well, because that falls under like the I appreciate you.
Well, I would have preferred if it was written like that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you sounds like.
Yeah. Well, it's more of a parental.
It's more meaningful to me when my wife tells me things that my parents never told me. That's what that reads.
Right. Proud. It sounds more of
more meaningful when I get to do things with my partner, or I hear supportive words from my partner.
I'm gonna go. I don't know because the last one I didn't pick supportive words.
I get to do things with my partner.
That was my initial reaction, but then I was like,
yeah. My partner does things for me instead of me. My partner does things for me instead of just talking about doing nice things.
What?
So you don't just talk about doing shit, you actually do something.
Okay.
Or I feel connected to my partner through a hug.
I'm going to do the does things.
So did I. I hear praise from my partner, or my partner gives me something that shows they were really thinking about me, the bottom one.
Yeah.
I'm able to just be around my partner, or I get a back rub or massage from my partner.
It's more meaningful if we could just be around each other. Hold the touching.
See, this one's I don't know.
It's also I feel like that one's also situational.
But I feel like I'm just able to be around my partner falls into that same category of like.
Right, we're just right like this. This is
like
more
you're
meaningful.
Around each other, or like
yeah,
it's the same exact thing. I'm going back rub. I don't fucking know. That was a weird one.
That one was weird.
My partner reacts positively to something I've accomplished, or my partner does something for me that I know they don't particularly enjoy.
Well, do they complain about it or no?
Well, I mean, probably. I'm going the first one.
I'm going too.
My partner and I kiss frequently.
But that last one.
Okay, go ahead.
It feels sort of like a dick thing for me to pick the other one. Like, I really like it when you do things you don't like to do. Like,
it doesn't have a frequency to it, so it could just be like.
It's more like, it really means a lot to me when you do something that I want to do, even though I know you don't want to.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of an example of like.
Like, I like to go to the ballet and you don't.
Oh, I was going to say, like, or if there's people you hung out with that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And, like, I still go, even though I don't like these people, or vice versa.
Right, yeah.
Like, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Like, I don't like sports, but I go, I'm not into wrestling, but I went to those, even though I was.
Yeah.
I did like it.
My partner and I kiss frequently, or I sense my partner is showing interest in the things I care about.
I'm going the bottom one.
So am I.
Because I think that's a big one.
My partner works on My partner works on special projects with me that I have to complete, or my partner gives me an exciting gift.
What? I'm going exciting gift.
So am I. What project am I working on that I need help from somebody else?
But what's what's a special project?
Yeah, what's a special project
that you're working on?
I'm complimented by my partner on my appearance, or my partner takes the time to listen to me and really understand my feelings. I'm on the bottom one.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm trying to think, like, I'm not craving compliments on my appearance.
Well, like, I know I dress nice.
But it's just like, right, you're not looking for reassurance in that.
No. And I bought most of your clothes, so I know you look nice. My partner and I share non-sexual touch in public. Or my partner and I share sexual touch in public. That's not what it is. Or
Wouldn't that be weird? That would be a really bizarre.
So the truthful is my partner and I share non-sexual touch in public, or my partner offers to run errands for me.
Don't offer to run errands for me. Let me leave the house by myself to run my errands. Don't take my errands from me.
It's the only time you're not around.
It's the only time no one is around. Even though that's not even true, because I gotta take Tony to the grocery store.
My partner does a bit more than their normal share of the responsibilities we share around the house, work-related, etc. Or I get a gift that I know my partner put thought into choosing.
I'm going to go the top one.
Definitely B.
I picked the top one.
My partner doesn't check their phone while we're talking. Or my partner goes out of their way to do something that relieves pressure on me. My partner doesn't check their phone while we're talking. I can look forward to a holiday because of a gift I anticipate receiving.
Ooh.
Or I hear the words, I appreciate you from my partner. There it is.
Yeah.
Definitely B. I don't go in, not that like you don't buy me shit that I don't like, but not even just you, in general. My parents, your parents, anyone. I don't go into a holiday like really anticipating a gift I'm going to get. Because you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Well,
unless I know someone bought it.
Yeah. I'm excited for the whole gift exchange.
Yeah, but that's not what that is. That is like...
Yeah.
Because what was it?
That I'm anticipating.
Yeah, because of a gift I anticipate receiving. To me, that reads as like, I really want an Xbox, and I know someone bought it for me. Even like, you don't know that. Unless you fucking were there when they bought it, or you saw the box or something.
Right.
Like, my partner brings me a little gift after they've been traveling without me. Or my partner takes care of something I'm responsible to do, but I feel too stressed to do at the time.
The bottom one.
Yeah, we don't travel. My partner...
But it's like being separated.
We don't travel separately.
Yeah.
My partner doesn't interrupt me while I'm talking. Or gift giving is an important part of our relationship.
Well...
It's more meaningful... this is weirdly worded. It's more meaningful to me when gift giving is an important part of our relationship.
Well... So would you rather like that your partner doesn't talk over you, or you would rather have gift giving be a part? I'm gonna say gift giving because
so am I, because our conversations are...
we overlap, but you're not being rude.
Yeah, we're not butting in
you're
on
not
each other.
Stopping, like,
you're
not saying like you stop talking so I can talk. It's over, like, we do a lot of over talking, but we both do a lot of over talking.
It's a lot of crosstalk.
So if I was trying to tell you something important and you interrupted me, then we have a problem. But that's like not the situation.
My partner helps me out when they know I'm already tired, or I get to go somewhere while spending time with my partner.
You help me out.
Yeah. My partner and I are physically intimate. Why are there so many different ways for them to word?
Because one of them is physical touch.
One of them is we touch. One of them is non-sexual touch in public. This is physically intimate. Like, because just one nail down a phrase.
One of them is physical touch, and I think it's like both sexual and non-sexual.
I'm aware of that, but then like to put this, but then the other one is just like we touch. So do you mean because then the other one is non-sexual touch? So what is just touch? We hold hands, or are we fucking? Like, what's happening here?
I think it's you just like you hold hands, you sit together.
So we are physically intimate, or my partner gives me a little gift that they picked up in the course of their normal day.
I'm gonna go the top one, which probably shocks you, only because I think that's more meaningful than like you bringing home a candy bar that you bought at Wawa.
It's more meaningful to me when my partner and I are physically intimate, or my partner gives me a little gift that they picked up in the course of their normal day.
So, like, I didn't go out of my way to get you that. Like, I was already here and I grabbed you. Like, I was stopping to get milk and I grabbed you a bag of chips.
See, I think I'm going to go the bottom just because, like, the bottom one is I stopped at Wawa, I stopped here, I stopped wherever.
And I was thinking of you.
And I saw this and thought of you, or I thought of you and bought this for you. Whereas, like, yes, it is meaningful when we have sex, but like I know at some point we're gonna have sex. Like, I don't need to.
Right.
Like,
right.
It's meaningful, but it's not meaningful in the same way
It's
of
not
like
as unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the bottom one is very like unexpected, very out of the blue, whereas the top one is like, I know this is happening at some point.
I picked the top one just because I thought the bottom one was more of
whereas like this rando candy bar, I don't know.
It doesn't. I mean, obviously, it doesn't matter.
No, I'm just explaining my point of view. My partner says something encouraging to me, or I get to spend time in a shared activity or hobby with my partner. I'm gonna go the encouraging one.
I'm gonna go the shared activity.
I'm not trying to fucking run. My partner
doesn't have to be my hobby.
My partner surprises me with a small token of their appreciation, or my partner and I touch a lot during the normal course of the day.
No one needs to be touching like that. Just give me a small token of your affection and then don't touch me.
What's a small token of their affection?
Well, that's another situation where
because are we still talking about gifts? Is this like a kiss on the cheek? Like, what's the small token of their appreciation?
A small token would be like, oh,
a nice handshake. Thanks.
No, that's the gift giving, but it doesn't have to be something you purchased. It could be like, oh, I made you a sandwich, or like, here's like, I was at the grocery store and I got you like these chips that you like for this week, or I got you this.
That's not like a token of their appreciation.
Yeah, it is.
No. A token of your appreciation to me is more of like a thank you for this. That's why I joked about like a handshake. Like, thanks. Yeah, I'm going touch. My partner helps me out, especially if I know they're already busy. Or I hear my partner specifically tell me, I appreciate you. Now, this came up like a couple of questions ago.
Yeah, so it's not specifically?
It was the same thing, but now they've sounded specifically. Like, the last time we were in the room, but you were facing the sink doing dishes and just said, like, to behind you, I appreciate you. Yeah. Now you've stopped and you're looking at me in the eyes.
We've made eye contact. I'm going to go the top one.
I'm really tripped up on the specifically.
Yeah, me too.
Because I would, like, the bottom one, yes, but the specific... I hear my partner specifically tell me.
Maybe.
And like, I hear my partner specifically tell me is a weird.
But maybe like they're trying to say like I say it. I don't text it to you. It's not implied.
Yeah.
With like, I don't say like.
Yeah, you're really like, it's singled out in the conversation.
I say the exact words, I appreciate you.
My partner and I embrace after we've been apart for a while, or I hear my partner say how much I mean to them.
I think the embrace after we've been apart would be more meaningful. Ooh. That's not my answer. I'll flip it over.
So did I.
You saw mine?
No, I saw my answer.
Oh, okay.
So, we only get one. You have to upgrade to unlock the rest of them.
But that's okay.
But it gives you your highest percentage.
Yeah.
So.
Wow, it's expensive.
Yeah, what was it? $35.
Yeah.
Originally $55. 36% off.
But it's okay. All we wanted was it's the same. giving and receiving. So essentially we had two chances of being correct.
Yeah.
Then I thought they were different.
Did you know there are 7? Oh, that's a different thing. Okay. You probably got the same thing I did.
Did you get? Nope. Whoa. Oh, you still got 27% though. So did I. Sorry, that was all over the table. I apologize.
What?
I hit my thing on the table. I didn't mean to. I apologize. So my guess, well, for giving and receiving, I put quality time or acts of service, and then receiving, I put acts of service, and I got acts of service. I knew it.
I was between.
What did you guess for me?
For you, I guessed words of affirmation.
Oh,
for both.
Wow.
I was between. I had acts of service written down, and then I changed it because of the description of acts of service. Because the description on this was basically like actions speak louder than words. And I'm like, I don't know.
The words they most need to hear.
That's why I put that for me.
Let me do that for you.
I got physical touch.
Shocker, because what do I have for you? Physical touch. I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, I guess.
And not even like sexual physical touch. I just knew it. But I also had gift giving or words of affirmation.
This love language isn't all about the bedroom.
Yeah.
A person whose primary love language is physical touch is, not surprisingly, very touchy. Physical touch fosters a sense of security and belonging in any relationship. Your needs, hugs, pats on the back, holding hands, and thoughtful touches on the arm, shoulder, or face.
Ew. No, I don't know that anyone really wants touches on their face. Like, that gets weird.
They can all be ways to show excitement, concern, care, and love.
So does that include like I could slap you on the face? Does that count?
That's concern. Physical presence and accessibility are crucial. What hurts? Physical neglect or abuse can be unforgivable
so I shouldn't slap you.
And destructive.
I should not slap you. I mean, I think that physical abuse might be destructive for anyone. that seems a bit.
So what's your descriptor?
Can vacuuming the floors really be an expression of love? Absolutely. Anything you do to ease the burden of responsibility weighing on an acts of service person will speak volumes.
What order are your things in?
Acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts.
So see, it puts them in order, but you don't see the percentages.
Yeah, okay.
So mine is 27% physical touch.
Mine's 27% acts of service.
And then mine in order are physical touch, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, quality time, acts of service.
Mine, acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, physical touch.
So they are literally the opposite. Except for receiving gifts and words of affirmation are flipped.
Well, it's just...
Because yours is in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah, your gifts...
Well, it's just your physical touch is at the top and my acts of service is at the...
It's literally flipped.
Yeah.
Except for your gifts and affirmation are swapped on mine.
I mean, I don't know.
Of course, acts of service is at the bottom. I can do my own shit.
I can't.
I'm a grown man.
Someone help me. Please, someone help me.
I think it's more... See, to me, like, the questions of, like... It's more meaningful if they help me, even though I know they're also overwhelmed. No. That is a huge burden on my mental state to know that you came and helped me, even though you are completely overwhelmed yourself. Like, just do your own shit.
I think the notion is more...
Don't stop what you're doing and burden yourself with all your shit and my shit. Like, just let me deal with it.
Is more like it says a lot to me if you...
Yeah, I get it.
But I mean, I understand your point too. Like, everybody kind of sees that, because like some people find like acts of service, like, if you were to help me, now I feel indebted. Like, when someone helps you, then you feel like you have to go and help them, but like you don't have the capacity.
What's
for
funny is
helping.
that I don't think the descriptor for acts of service is correct to me. Well, I guess it is, but they mean it in a different way. Because, like, to me, the way I view them, words of affirmation for me would be like second from the bottom, and acts of service would be probably second or third from the top. Because the descriptor of, like, for these people, actions speak louder than words, or whatever it exactly said. Like, to me, I think of that more of like, I need to be shown, like, in some way. I'm not saying it has to be some big extravagant thing, but like, I prefer to be shown how much someone loves me more than just be told.
Right. Like, I could say I love you, but like you're more likely to believe it if I've done, if my actions can, like, I think they mean more literally.
Yeah, they do.
Like,
and I understand that, but that's why to me,
you would have put it high.
Like, I would have put it differently.
That's why I think these quizzes are interesting. Because
like, words of affirmation, I get. I enjoy words of affirmation. That's not necessarily wrong, but in my mind,
and
maybe that's where, like, because maybe the way I'm picturing it falls under receiving gifts in the way they've categorized them. Because, like, it's no secret. I've talked about it on the show, and I've talked about it with them. Like, I went through that with Ryan and Andrew, where, like, there was a good chunk of months where I wasn't seeing them. And
where was quality time on your thing? Sorry.
Second to last.
Oh.
Why?
I thought maybe it would have been, I guess, middle.
Well, it's probably because quality time for me is probably so low, because, like,
well, you also,
I answered the opposite of, like, I just like being in the same room as my partner, even if we're not doing anything.
Right.
No, I don't.
Well,
I broke up with the girl I was with before you for that exact reason, because we would just sit in the same room, and she would be reading a book, or she'd be on her phone, or she'd be doing whatever, and I'd just be doing my own thing, and I'm like, what the fuck is the point in this?
I think that there's, like...
Or I'm watching a show, and then I, like, interject something.
Right, in that other person's...
And I might as well just be talking to myself. There's no response. There's not even, like, an acknowledgement that my mouth even opened. Like, it's just, like...
I think there's a time where, like, it is nice to just, like, be in the same room. Like, if you're on your phone, I'm on my phone, at least, like, if we're sitting in the same room, it, like, there's still, like, a sort of, like, a connection, and you don't feel isolated. But that's not meaningful to me.
Yeah.
It's nice, and it feels like... It feels odd for me to, like, be upstairs and you to be down here, and, like, we're just, like, sitting alone. Even though, like, there's a time and a place for that. But, like, if it was, like, the middle of the afternoon and we're both just working on something independently, sometimes it's nice to be working in the same room. Well, it's a weird
thing, too, because there's the whole, like...
But you also need alone time, so
there's been a lot of complaints as of late in our house of me not, like... I don't wait for you to watch shit anymore. Like, I just watch shows that we watched together.
It's not really a complaint, it's just a statement.
I mean, there's a lot of vitriol behind that statement. I can feel it.
But, like, I'm not going around telling him, like, oh, can you believe it? It's watch a show without me.
But we did talk about, like, we go to bed at very different times. And another part of it...
we're in that difficult time of, like...
putting kids to bed,
and then till everybody's in bed, like, I will not physically stay awake to watch it. So what is the point?
Well, the point I was getting at with the whole conversation of, like, being in the same room, but whatever. Like, even with something as short and mundane as Good Mythical Morning, like, we will both be sitting down here. It will be 9:00, and I'll put it on. But like, if I put Tony to bed, while I'm putting Tony to bed, you're down here on your phone. When I then come downstairs, get my water, get whatever, like however much time I'm downstairs, from when I come down to when I put the TV on, like, I'll put on Good Mythical Morning, but then you won't stop to watch it. You will just continue to be on your phone.
Well, because at that point I'm like so mentally checked out. Like, I'm done now.
Well, no, I get it, but then my point is, like,
well, yeah,
then you can't have the complaint of we watch shit separately, or I watched ahead of you.
Well, it's not that. You can watch all that. It's like full-blown shows and movies where I'm like, that's cool. I didn't also.
Well, no, but it's the same principle.
But I can't ever watch. Like, I can't stay up long enough to watch a whole movie.
But it's the same principle. Is like, I don't do that because then, like, either I have to come down and just for, like, I don't even, like, Only Murders in the Building, just for shits and giggles. I'm just throwing a show out there. Like, if I'm going to put that on, I either have to, like, come down and then say, like, I'm starting it, and then wait for you to, like, come into it.
I think if
or I just start it, and then you're not paying attention, and then by the first commercial break, that's when you're now in, and it's like, well, I don't know anything that happened in the first 45 minutes of the show.
What I need to do is if the intention is like, okay, we can watch one, then I need.
Or you also do the thing of, like, we'll put on a video that we've both agreed on, and then 5 minutes into the video, you're on your phone, and I don't notice it, and then I will say something about what's happening in the video. I don't hear a response, and I turn my head, and it's the situation of, like, you're not even aware that I said anything.
No. I can't hear anymore. My brain just can't process anymore. But I might be able to if I came down here and I just left my phone away.
But that's why
I might fall asleep.
That's why quality time is so low to me. Well, my point is, if I'm putting Tony to bed, not that you have to start it, but, like,
I could have something ready.
If we're watching Righteous Gemstones, you could go on HBO Max, get it pulled up, when I come down the steps, all you gotta do is hit play.
Yeah.
Because I don't care, like, if I'm filling my water or whatever in the kitchen. Like, I don't care if it's playing while I'm doing that, getting ready to then sit and watch it. Like, I don't need to be engrossed in it from the second we hit play to the second it stops.
You have a couple seconds.
Yeah. But
where was quality time? Quality time's number 2 for me.
That's why quality time is so low for me.
Because I'm not good at quality time. It's number 2 for me, so you better get used to it.
We'll see, but on the flip side of that,
but I don't know that
I would put quality time higher for me in the aspect of, like, we have come to realize, it's such a shitty thing, but, like, to preface what I'm about to say, I have honestly thought to myself that if someone like Andrew or someone like Ryan, if a younger person than me were to ask me my serious, honest advice about having children, my response would be, how confident are you in the strength of your relationship with your partner? Because having children in any capacity, 1, 2, 16, whatever, will put your relationship with your partner to the test in ways that you could have never
10,000%.
In that aspect, like, I'm not saying that we don't have that strength, but I'm saying if someone were to ask me that would be my response. Of, like, how confident are you in the strength of your relationship?
Just be prepared.
Yeah, and that's more what it is. I'm not saying, like, don't have kids, but that would be my preface, is, like, you need to have confidence
and also
in the strength of your relationship.
Or be aware.
But I say that.
Be tough.
But I say that I say that to say this. Quality time for me then ranks higher because we have come to the conclusion that every couple of months or whatever, you and I will have my my parents, your parents, whoever, watch The Boys, whether it be overnight, whether it be a full weekend, whatever. And we go to the movies or we just go out to dinner or whatever. But like the time when it is just you and I and we're doing something
Yeah.
acts as a very small reset, I think, for you.
Well, it's just a reminder of like, it's not you, it's them.
Yeah.
And that's the notion. We saw that TikTok where it was like, your spouse is not the enemy. The children are the enemy.
Yeah.
Which is it's not to say that like that's not to demonize your kids, but it's a reminder that like your partner and you are on the same team. Your partner is not the enemy. The children are the enemy.
Yeah.
Like when something is going wrong, like you shouldn't take it out on your kids either. But like when you're having difficulty with your kids, don't take it out on your partner. Because it's not your partner. The difficulty is with the kids. So you have to keep it over here because the two of you have to be united.
Yeah.
But I think when you have time by yourself, then it's a good reminder of like, no, we actually do like each other.
We crossed that bridge hard during COVID.
Well, and it's that notion of like...
Because during COVID, you weren't going to work.
And neither were you.
I wasn't either because I couldn't. But you were working from home.
Right.
You were working from home. I wasn't working, period. But we couldn't, because it was COVID, we couldn't leave the house. Like you couldn't go out to dinner. You couldn't go to the movies. You couldn't do anything.
But like you couldn't even...
So...
We were barely going to the grocery store.
During COVID, we got hit hard with like... You were not only overwhelmed with the kids, but then you were...
Well, yeah, at the frustrated, time, Tony.
Frustrated with Tony. You were frustrated with work. And not being able to leave the house. You're not going to take it out on Tony, but there's no one else here.
Right.
Except me.
Yeah.
So then it just became, then we had to sit down at one point and have a serious conversation of like...
Right, is it me?
Well, it was kind of, part of it was the idea of like, is it me? But the other part of it was like, I know it's not me.
Right.
And like, I'm aware of what's happening, but like, rein it the fuck in.
Or no, it was mostly this notion of like,
we're at like month 2 of this and I've had enough.
Well, the notion was really like, I need to hear you say out loud that like you don't need an escape plan here. That like what's happening right now is situational. This has nothing to do, like, I need to hear you say out loud, like, I'm not trying to leave you. I'm trying to leave everything and everyone right now.
I think it was also the notion of like, because there was a lot of conversations being had from people across every range of like, you just started dating to you're engaged to you're married to you have kids, like across all ranges. There was the conversation of like, oh, COVID happened. And even though we'd been living together for 5 years, we realized during COVID, like, we can't stand each other.
Yes.
So then I think also then it crept into the mind of like, is that what's happening here?
Right.
Like, we're not allowed to leave our house. And now all of a sudden you've realized like, you're kind of fucking unbearable.
But I think what we learned was it's not a matter of like, oh, you are unbearable or like our relationship isn't that great, so we don't really like spending time with each other. I think what we learned was like we actually do like spending time together, and the problem is when we're trapped in this house doing absolutely nothing but seeing each other, it's starting to ruin it, like because we're not actually doing anything. Because like it happens the same like when you were laid off over the winter. It's the same thing as during COVID. You're here, I'm home working, everybody's in this house, and like we're not doing we can't do anything. I have to work and you have to watch these 2 kids. It's like we're like stuck with each other. But then it's sort of like, well, we could just find something fun to do and just remember that this is situational. This problem that we're having is because like it's no different from like when you have a roommate. Yeah. Like people get sick of each other when they're just up each other's butts all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, even if you live with your best friend and like nothing could ever tear you apart. Living together is going to really put that to the test. Because like people annoy each other. It's what happens.
Yeah.
But I'm not at all shocked by your result. Or mine. I wonder if people take it and they are shocked.
I don't...
Because it's similar to like the personality one, where like you think it's this, but then like till you answer the questions, like maybe...
I mean, I knew my personality one. I guessed that shit dead on.
But like, it's that same notion where you have an idea of what you think, but till you actually sit and go through each question like that.
I think physical touch doesn't surprise me as much when I think in the aspect of like, and it doesn't happen as much since we've had kids, but like in the times where I had like a real shit day and like all I needed from you was a hug, I think in that sense, because like I didn't, like, we're not mid hug and I can like feel you like,
I'm done here.
Let's break this up. Like, that's enough. Like, I think that's in the sense of like, that makes more sense. That does make sense for me when I think of it in terms of that.
And it makes sense that it's my lowest one.
Yeah.
Because I have two people hanging on me all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't need any more physical stuff. I'm good.
Well, and I guarantee you,
but it could have been different.
If we had written down all those years ago when we took this, I guarantee you both of these would be very different.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe not mine. Because I'm not as affected by the kids in that aspect
because they don't hang on.
No, I'm aware. Yeah. That's what I mean. But I would guarantee you yours is very different then.
I bet physical touch was higher, but I still think...
I bet you in 10 years it'll be very different.
Quality time may have been my number one. Physical touch was probably higher.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I said. Like, I wonder how often it changes. And does it change for men or only for women? With that same exact thing. Of, like, the difference of how having kids affects you versus me.
Yeah.
Because, like, no one who doesn't have kids will ever understand. And I don't even think any dad would understand the concept of being touched out. I don't think that anyone understands that the way a mom understands what that means. I didn't. We had a friend who used to say, like, my kids touch me all day. The last thing I want is for my husband to touch me. And we thought, like, how sad. And then I had kids. I'm like, holy shit. I get it. I
understand it.
I get it. I think you comprehend what I'm saying. You understand what I'm saying. You don't feel what I feel.
Yeah.
Like, you get it and you respect that and you understand, like, someone has touched me all day. Literally all day. One of them tries to get inside my shirt with every chance he can get. Like, he's literally trying to return from where he came from. And has since the day he came out. But like you don't know.
Just wild. Just two wild kids.
And I wonder, like, if it's even different, like having boys versus girls.
Oh, definitely.
Like, if we had girls, would you feel it more, or would I still?
You would probably still feel it because I think it's
because it's always the maternal. It's always going to be me.
This age.
It's always going to be me.
I think it's this. Like 0 to.
But at what point?
10-ish.
I got 5 more years, 6 more years
Probably
of Tony
not.
hanging on me.
No, I can't imagine you.
I don't know. I bet you he does. I bet you he does forever.
No, I don't think he will.
I mean, I'm not going to allow it. At some point, he has.
That's what I mean. We're starting to now.
Yes.
You and your mom started later than everybody else, but you're finally starting to come around to like, all right, I'm not carrying you everywhere.
I can't. I
Like,
literally
you don't
cannot.
need to be on me all the time.
I physically cannot lift you up more. I can't. Like, it's remarkable to me that we're even reaching a point where, like, I'll still lift you up. I'm still gonna, if you say, like, lift me up, fine. I'm still gonna pick you up. I cannot carry you.
Yeah. Well, there's a big difference between being like,
yeah, like,
I can't see this, lift me up so I can see it, versus like,
or like even
carry me to the car,
like,
carry me here, carry me
when
there.
he comes down in the morning, he'll say, like, because he usually comes down, he gives me a hug. I will pick him up then. Because, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I'm not then just going to carry you around the house.
Yeah.
Like, you can walk. And
well, and the difficulty now is like...
Because Robin.
Yeah. Because you have... Well, I mean, we don't have to anymore, but we did.
There's a lot of instances where I do, though.
Yeah.
Like, I do need to carry you out to the car because...
Yeah.
Like...
Because you can't get in the car yourself.
He can't get down the steps. I don't want him, like, in the street and stuff.
Yeah. What we're struggling through now with Tony is the notion of, like, him being jealous of the attention and what is needed for a baby.
Yeah.
Versus what is needed for a 4-year-old.
Right. Like, he can do it by himself. And while we're, like, trying to praise him for doing it himself, then we have to turn around and do it for Robin. And he's like, well, why won't you do it for me then?
Yeah.
Like, it's a big, like...
Well, I think that's why he's fallen back into the trend of, like, I don't want to brush my own teeth.
Mm-hmm. Right, because, like...
And then I have to argue with him for 10 minutes of, like, you're 4 years old. You've been brushing your teeth for over a year. Just brush your own teeth.
Yeah. Right, and, like, you have to sort of make it seem like it's a big deal, but, like, to him, it's sort of like, why are you making me do this when you do it for that other kid? Like,
I feel so bad. I feel like such a shitty dad. Because, like, there's times where I'm not being a dick about it. But, like, I'll get his toothbrush ready and, like, turn to hand it to him. And he'll be like, I don't want to brush my own teeth. And, like, I feel like I'm coming across as, like, so exasperated of, like, just brush your own teeth.
Well, the problem is he starts all his nonsense in the hours between 4 and 8 p.m., which is the worst day of any parent, the worst time of day for any parent.
Well, it's because he's
Justine texted me just the other... No, it's in general... Well, I mean, you don't notice it as much when it's somewhere else because, like, they're not trying to keep any structure. But, like...
Well, no, my point is, like, he's doing even at my parents' house for dinner, but we're still around. Like, that's why we're noticing it, because he's around us, and I think he acts very differently when you and I are around versus when he's just with your parents or he's just with my parents. Or
that's how it's supposed to be.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm aware of that, but I'm saying awful. I think it's also very, like, that's another huge difference. Because even from when, like, he's just with me versus when
he's with me,
you and I, not just with you, but, like, if you go to the store and him and I are home, he acts very differently from even then to when you come through the door.
Mm-hmm. It's me. I'm the problem. But they say it's a sign of a very healthy child because I'm the safety net. So he feels very comfortable to let me know how terrible everything is.
Everything and everyone. And...
Mm-hmm. It's just, everything's the worst. It would just be great if...
Well, it's also a hilarity to me, and it's something that we'll deal with our entire lives, of, like, he'll ask me for something and I tell him no. And I am just the absolute worst. I'm the biggest villain in this house. And, like, you tell him no, and he's still super pissed about it, but, like, it's not nearly as drastic as when I tell him no about something. And it's like, why? We're having the same conversation. I said the exact same sentence she did.
He has stopped trying to pit. Like, he said no, but she might. Or I said no, he might. I mean, he knows you're not going to say yes. He knows if he's going to get it, it's going to come from me.
Yeah, he still does it.
But he doesn't.
He's not done it, but he's not at that age yet. Like, he hasn't done it with doing something. He does it with buying stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like he'll ask me about like,
Or looking.
can I get this Lego dump truck or whatever the fuck it is? I don't know. And I'll tell him no. Like you don't need any more Legos. Like we have enough Legos in this house. You don't need any more Legos. I'm at the point now, and it's so sad because you're 4 years old. I'm getting to the point of like, if you want more Legos, you're going to start trading some of this shit in. Like, you don't play with 90% of it.
No, his problem is he does.
I don't think he does.
He plays with all of it up there.
I think if it's not Lego City, he's not touching it.
You'd be surprised. You know how often he gets those Lego dogs out? A lot. He takes them for a walk in my room.
I don't know.
Like
I still don't understand why he didn't want those cars. Those monster trucks are such an anomaly to me that I do not understand.
I think because he has that one and he doesn't like it. He plays with it now and then, but
I don't know why. Because they're the Technics ones. They're cooler than the ones he has.
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
They're fucking pull back and they go on their own. Like these are cool Legos.
He only wants Lego City. He just wants Lego City.
No, he wants trucks.
Mm-hmm.
He wants a fucking logging truck. I don't know who started the trend of let's sit on my phone and just look through Legos on Amazon.
I think the issue is
because he did it with you at the beach with Target. And you went on Amazon, and now he does it with my dad. Because that's why I forgot the bread last night, was because he was on my dad's phone looking at Lego, and I really want this. And my dad told him, like, well, I need to get money coming in first before I buy you more Lego. And he fucking lost his mind. And then I have to go back the hallway, like, you don't need any more Lego. Like, you have enough Lego.
His issue is it starts off of, let's look and see if we can find this.
I'm just going to leave it at Pop and Gigi's. I'm not taking it home. And I'm like, it's not the fucking answer.
Yeah, that's not the point.
Like,
but he says he wants to look.
Yeah, but he's also 4 years old.
Yeah,
we should all be aware that that's not what that means.
No, but the first few times that he was doing it, and there are times where like he just scrolls through and he just like looks. But then now his issue is he starts to see other things. So for a while he would just go through until he found what
I think we also need to start instilling very heavily. We need to start instilling. You get what you get, and you don't get upset. He does it with the popsicles. He does it with everything. Like, you need to understand of, like, you get the gifts that you get.
Well, he does fine then.
You get whatever flavor popsicle you get out of the box.
You gotta start small and then, like, work it up. Like, they all taste the same. I mean, they don't, but you will eat all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't all taste the same, but he will eat all of them.
Yeah.
He is not, like, I don't like grape, or I don't like cherry, or whatever. Like, he will eat all of them.
Obviously, if there's a flavor that but I don't want to be like, if you don't like it, you don't have to eat it, because then he's just going to say, well, I don't like it.
Exactly. Orange is his favorite. I understand. Orange is also my favorite.
And it's fun. Well, he will. He just eats all the oranges first, then he goes back and then eats the other ones.
Which is fine, but I think my issue is more where we are at now in terms of him eating popsicles. The issue is not really him. The issue is he stands there with the freezer open, and then Robin goes over.
Yeah.
And then Tony is just standing there sifting through the box of popsicles looking for orange. It's like, bro, just grab whatever one is on top,
grab one and go.
Close the freezer, and be done with it. Like, it sucks that you have to do these things because you have a little brother now, but like, you can't just linger around in the freezer.
You won't have to do it forever. Popsicles. Like, we just have to do it right now.
When I'm trying, I'm really beating the dead horse of, like, the Daniel Tiger. When you feel so mad, you want to roar. Take a deep breath and count to 4. I played that for him last night again. That's what I'm really going to harp on now, because he is at peak temper tantrums.
Well, and I think he's at the age where, like, he feels it, but he can't tell you. Because that's why when you ask him, like, tell me, I can't fix it unless you tell me what the problem is.
No, you know what the problem is. My issue isn't those times. My issue is the times where the problem is very clear. But instead of just, like...
He can't express it. I don't think he understands how to put it in words. It's there.
Well, I wouldn't care if he gets mad and then he runs over here to the corner and throws himself on the floor. Fine. But it's like, he runs over to the corner and throws himself on the floor. And then no one's yelling at him. You just very calmly like, hey man, what's the problem? And his response is to just turn around and scream at you.
Yeah. And I think it's because he can't bring it back down then.
And like I don't know where it comes from. I don't know if it's just in you, but then he starts on the whole like, I hate this, I hate you, this is the worst. I hate when you don't let me do that. You never let me do that.
Well, that's a new thing. The whole like, you never let me.
I got so tired of hearing that immediately. I got tired of hearing that. So I don't know where it came from, and I'm like, I can take you saying outlandish things because you are 4 years old, but like you continuing to use this phrase that could not be further from the
like
truth.
A lot of times it's like we're not even telling you can't do it ever right now. I'm telling you can't do it this minute.
Yeah, he'll do it when it's, can I have a popsicle? Why don't you give me 5 minutes to finish what I'm doing, and then I will get you a popsicle. And then his immediate response is to scream at you, you never let me do anything I want.
Or like you never
let me have popsicles when I want them. And it's like,
I said yes. I'm just telling you need to wait a minute.
Well, it's also like, hey man, you know where they are. You know where the freezer is. Your legs work.
Or
I get it. You're 4 years old. But if you're going to be so mad about it that I'm not going to drop what I'm doing to get you a popsicle, you can get off your lazy little ass and go get it yourself. And I'll open it for you.
Well, his big thing is when you tell him, like, you can have one after dinner.
Well, he also, that's a big thing. But he also does that a lot where it's, can I have a popsicle? Yeah. Well, can you get it? No.
Well,
I'm doing something.
I'm busy right now, but maybe in a couple
of minutes. You can go get it. I'll open it for you. Well, I don't want to go get it. Well, sucks to suck then, kid. You're not going to have a popsicle. I don't know what to tell you.
You know how to do this. But he's like, it's coming and going right now. So I think something in his brain is moving. It's just, and I think Robin, having a little brother the age he is at the age that Tony is, I think it's also causing like a lot of regression for him, because like he's trying to do whatever Robin's doing to get attention, because Robin's getting attention, but then he gets negative attention for it. He's like, I don't understand why this kid cries and gets attention, and then I cry and I not get yelled at, but like I'm trying to do what he's doing and it's not working for me.
And then he complains about Robin crying, and then you explain to him, like, because Robin can't talk.
Right.
Like, you can speak.
Right. You tell us what's wrong, but he can't do that. And then, like, it's just not all connecting yet. So I think in another, like, probably even by the end of the summer.
I think
it's going to be.
I think within this year, things will change.
It's just. It's
because Robin is getting there. Robin is so close to being able to like form a complete sentence and say something to you. He's got a lot of words right now, but
he's got a lot of chit chat. Just not all of it is gibberish.
Yeah,
I mean, he talks literally in his sleep, so he's really practicing hard.
He can say sit. He can say ketchup. He can say puppy. He can say
hello.
pop up. He can say Gigi.
He says hello very clear.
He says hello.
And stinky.
Stinky.
He says Tony, but he says no.
Cup.
That's what he says. Ball.
Cup.
Yeah, I don't know why always.
I don't know why it's repeated. I don't know why it's repeated. Cup. Well, it got faster. Because he used to be like cup.
Oh, he can say poop too.
Well, he's been able to say poop forever.
Don't forget about his first word, poop.
Yeah, he used to do like cup, and then it somehow like evolved to like cup.
Mm-hmm.
Says he's pointing to the table.
Mm-hmm.
It's up here.
Oh, and uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh.
Don't love hearing that one.
Well, sometimes, because he doesn't always use it correctly.
Almost never. Yeah. But it's like we'll be in the car and I just hear, uh-oh. I'm like, But luckily I have Tony back there to full report, tattletale, in case anything
Yeah.
happens.
Snitch.
Immediately, with no regrets.
Yeah, he did it to me the one day.
Yeah, he just... But he also doesn't
Like,
know.
what I did wasn't bad. And, like, he ran, like, the second you walked into the room, like, oh, Daddy did this. And I'm like, first of all, you fucking old tattletale. Like, what are you doing?
I think it was, like, something that you ate or, like, got.
I don't know what it was. It was something dumb.
But
Like, did not matter.
He does the same thing with Robin. He'll be like, oh, Robin has this. Robin has...
And he did it. And I'm like, Tony, what are you doing? What?
Yeah, right now, he's just tattling. He's, like, literally just, like, a sideline reporter.
Well, he also struggles a lot with, like...
He's just telling you exactly what happened.
He struggles a lot with, like... He will tell you when Robin has something, and you deal with it. But then there are other times where, like, he's trying to do what we do, but he's doing it too aggressively.
Yeah.
Like, Robin cannot have the TV remote. So you go over and you ask him, like, can I have that? And he'll hand it to you. Whereas Tony's logic
just, like,
is,
rips it.
I go over and, like,
snatch
it from him, and then I get right in his face, like, you can't have this!
Yeah.
And then I walk away from him. And then Robin starts crying. And it's like, what's happening?
And then...
I left the room for 30 seconds. What's happening?
Like, Tony doesn't understand. And a lot of times, like, he realizes that what he did was wrong. He's just not sure what or why.
Or he doesn't understand, like, I get it. You see Mommy and Daddy and Grandma and Grandpa and Papa and Gigi hug Robin and give him a kiss and whatever. I understand that you want to do that. But why are you not comprehending the millions of times we have told you that he has a soft spot on the top of his head? So you can't just have your hands and your mouth and your cars and your toys all over the top of this kid's skull.
Well, like in his face. Just give him a little breathing room.
And the poor kid gets teeth, and then your older brother's telling him, like, careful, he bites. No, he bites you because you're, like, constantly in his space. And you're not just in his space, you're in his face and you're touching on his face and his eyes and his head, and it's like, just back up, dude.
It's one of those where, like...
And then he pushes you, and, like, Robin pushed me. Yeah, because we've told you, like, 40 times.
And
like,
I try to tell him, like...
Back up!
He's trying to tell you he does not like that.
Yeah.
And, like, it does not compute. But, like...
And that's just funny to me in the sense of, like, there are things that you tell Tony, and he gets it within the first 2 or 3 times of you telling him. But for some reason, when it comes to Robin, the horse is dead and beaten to the point where, like, you can't tell it's a horse anymore, and he's still just does not comprehend. Like, leave his head alone. You can give him a hug, but then, like, back up.
Yeah, like, don't stay on him.
He can't really walk all that well, so I get that you want to play chase with him, but, like, don't fucking hold on to his legs. Don't try to walk on top of him. Like, if you're both crawling on the floor, don't be over top of him.
He luckily, now that, like, Robin can stand...
He learned that the hard way, because he's like, oh, you're going to crawl, and then I'm going to literally cover you. And then the second Robin could also stand up, he did it and fucking clocked Tony in the chin. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you fucking learn. What we've been telling you for months
like,
now.
We're not telling you this because, like, we're trying to kill your fun. I'm trying to tell you this because he's going to hit you.
Yeah. We're trying to tell you this because you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
You are the one that's going to get hurt. You are the epitome of Robin, somehow at 1 year old, is the epitome of, I know that I can't do this, but I'm going to look you in the eye and do it anyways, because I don't give a shit. Tony is the epitome of learning through getting hurt and, like, learning, like, he's never, knock on wood, he has never fucked with electrical outlets. But his personality is 100% the personality of, I need to put the fork in there to find out that I can't do that.
Robin's like, I'm going to put it in there because you told me not to.
Or, like, I have to put my hand on the stove to know that it's hot. That's Tony. Like, you can tell him, and he'll say okay, but, like, he won't believe you till he burns himself. And then he'll yell at you like you did something wrong. And it's like, no, I told you it was
Robin
hot.
will just burn himself and not care.
Yeah.
Kid just plows into walls.
That's what I mean.
Right into the walls.
That's what I mean.
Doesn't care.
Well, in the outlet of my parents' house, this GFI. It's got the test button and the reset button. He just fucking stands there and hits the reset button, hits the test button, hits the reset button.
And he watches you while he does it.
So, yeah.
Because we're like, don't touch the outlet. And
Yeah.
he's like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm touching these buttons.
Well, he walks over there and he stands there and you're like, Robin? And he like turns and looks at you. And then like he starts to turn back to the outlet and you're like, Robin? And he like turns. Like he knows full well, like I'm not supposed to be doing this. And he smiles at you about it like he's such a little dick.
He knows.
But
he's a bruiser. Better watch out. He's going to be the broken bone. For sure. Or broken bone or stitches. It's going to be one of them.
well, this has been Children Chat with Brian and Kelly. Thank you for joining us. If you were here 2 weeks ago, you will know that our plan for next week is a redux of me guessing our friends' favorite movies.
Oh shit, I didn't do that.
But our friends' favorite TV shows.
Whoops.
We got a week.
Well, it's okay. I have time.
You had a week. 2 people will be here tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be able to. Well, 4 people, really. I could do all 4 of them.
I don't know her.
I don't know. I'll just put them in there anyway. Who cares? They're the wild card.
Yeah, no, we have plenty of wild cards. Plenty of wild cards.
They're all the wild card.
TV shows are going to be, I don't know. But join us next week to find out how poorly I do. Jesus Christ, I apologize. How poorly I do on guessing our friends' favorite TV shows. Yeah. Follow us on social media, like and subscribe, all that nonsense. We love you, and as always, thank you for being a friend.